Do you shred your shit like you shred your guitar?
Welcome back to the Incredibles podcast. I'm Roman.
I'm Logan.
So, how was last episode?
It was good. Yeah. We got a little heavy.
Mm-hmm.
We started talking about love at one point. I kind of blacked out, honestly.
Like Aiden would have any.
I know, but like, we were talking about fears, and like one of them was the fear of love or whatever. And I was like, I don't know, remember what I said. I said something about love at first sight, and I was like, I didn't really get that. Kind of, but not really. It was...
I had crush at first sight.
Well, yeah, I've had that a lot.
Yeah, but like, this was not like, it's like, oh, I have a crush. Like, this one was like, this one's good.
Mm.
Yeah. Although this one's gonna go far. But,
Yeah. Well, you did miss our first part of Rank You Very Much.
a new segment.
Rank You Very Much, where we rank random shit.
Yeah. Random crap, random shit, random shit.
Amen.
Yeah.
Not religious, but amen.
Amen.
But yeah, we're gonna try to continue that segment as much as possible.
Okay, what are we ranking today?
10 movies.
Of our favorites.
Our favorites, but not in a particular order, just 10.
Okay, because I have
10
at
movies.
least like 7 that I've already said, and I think I'm ready. I'll let you think while I'm talking about it.
Okay, great.
Okay, number 1 was just kind of like out there. Because I when I rank these, I don't think of just like, oh, it's just my favorite movie. Because there's ways you watch movies. It's your favorite. You either can like, it's my favorite because I can put it on while I'm doing something. It's my favorite just because I've seen it one time and it was that good, but I don't think I can watch it again.
I'm just saying, if I put a movie on, I'm watching it.
Well, like,
There's no
yeah.
way there's a movie playing in the back. Like, if it's a sitcom, yeah, it's playing in the background.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's a funny movie that's meant to like, oh, I can like, I've seen it so many times that I don't have to sit down for it. I just have it in the background. But it's also like one of my movies is that I would love to watch it again, but it's a long movie and it was so good, but I also couldn't have it just playing because it's a particular type of movie. I'll just say it right now. Oppenheimer is one of my top 10 movies.
Okay.
I love that movie. I'm a music nerd, blah blah blah. I rooted for it to kill Barbie at the Oscars, and it did.
Oh, it did.
Oh,
I wasn't paying attention.
It massacred them. Robert Downey Jr. got his first Oscar. Woo! But like, that's not a movie that I would put on randomly in the middle of the day. Nor would I put it on when I have to like clean the dishes or something. It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet at the time, but I love it because it's that good. That's one. Hopefully, I don't lose count. If I do, who cares? Number 2 is a rom-com, but like 90s rom-com, so it's not like these like super ass corny ones. When Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally. It's a Billy Crystal movie with Meg Ryan. It was when like the 90s, it's like when Tom Hanks was doing Meg Ryan movies, like around the time of trying to see, maybe like slightly before Saving Private Ryan, like slightly before then.
Okay.
It's like before with Castaway. It's like that 90s where like rom-coms were like the biggest type of movies, but they were like actually really good. My mom got me to that movie, and I quote it, and it's just it's like a seasonal thing, so I can watch it any time of the year, and it always makes me feel good. Blah blah blah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I had to put Avengers Endgame because it was the build-up for 10 years, and I feel like in this, all the conspiracy theories, and now going back into it, even though like it was my favorite at the time, it still is because of how perfectly they nailed everything. Like, they can do build up now, like I hope Doomsday or Thunderbolts or Secret Wars or any of this big
Thunderbolts, I doubt, but
or like, you're even Fantastic Four. It's like, oh, this is a big team movie.
Yeah.
Even though they can nail it, it's still gonna be like, it has to be that much better for it to stick the landing. Endgame stick the landing perfect. The landing perfectly. So that's number 3.
yeah, okay.
I was trying to find. Okay, my number 4 was I think it was both. It shares with Harry Met Sally. Like, I can put it on because it's funny, but also very serious, and then it's also very cinematic, so I can't watch it a lot. But it's Inglourious Bastards with Brad Pitt and Gustav Waltz. I love that movie. it's just a quotable movie. And here I'll say this: the reason why I will not have Star Wars or Harry Potter on any of my list or Lord of the Rings is because I see that as a set of movies, and for me to pick it out,
That's not going to be on any of mine either.
I know, but like for how much I love Revenge of the Sith, because that's probably my favorite out of all of them, just because it's.
I need to go back through.
Empire.
I don't remember.
But like, or even Empire Strikes Back. It's like, or any of like the last Harry Potter movie. Like, no matter how good that is, it's part of a set. For you to take it out of that like set of sequels and prequels is like damaging to it. So it's like Marvel's different because their standalone movies are in a timeline versus a story. So for you to say like
where like the story builds throughout these movies, it's like all one connected thing.
Yeah, for you to like say like, oh, my favorite part
individuals.
is this part. I'm like, yeah, but that's the whole thing for you. It's just kind of like, that's not a movie. It's just like it's like a chapter. For you to like, what's your favorite book? Oh, chapter 12. What? That makes sense. It's like like I see it as chapters. Anyway, is that 5? I think that's 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Michael Douglas's The American President. The reason why I love it is I like to quote it again. With my mom, we used to watch it a lot, and I'm not super political nowadays, but it's like it becomes super important nowadays because it is a very accurate way of how we should handle like childish behavior in politics.
When did that come out?
97, I think.
I saw something with, I don't remember who it was. It was like, I don't remember who the president. Oh, it was De Niro. That's what I was thinking of.
Robert De Niro?
There's one where De Niro's the president.
Oh.
That came out recently.
Really?
Yep.
I'll have to see that.
I haven't watched it. I just saw it.
I can't imagine De Niro playing the president.
I mean, anybody can.
I know, but I see Raging Bull or Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty
for
Grandpa
sure.
will be like, "Bleh, bleh, bleh, bleh," and then he's like, the president? Okay, buddy. But that's 6. Yeah, I'm not to the point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna start just saying like 4 more good movies that I don't necessarily would say like they're my 100% favorite, but they'll hit me. Maybe when you're talking, I'm like, never mind, this is 7. But I'll just say like 3. This might be one of my favorites just because it's always a childhood. Fantastic, Mr. Fox. I can't forget which
Fantastic
one.
Mr. Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
With George Clooney.
George Clooney. I love that. I love the director. I love the stop motion. I feel like stop motion movies are kind of underrated.
Who directed? Was that?
It was Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
I forgot I saw that he's releasing a new movie.
Oh, which one?
I didn't see what
I'm
it was
looking
called.
it up. I'm watching it. His directing is one of my favorites of all time.
Literally the only way I was able to tell was
Like
that
camera?
there was something right in the middle.
Yeah, because he likes his perspective.
And I was like, okay, so he's coming out with a new movie. And then
I'll look it up.
I don't know. I had to do homework or something.
Because yeah, I think when I think stop motion, the only like big movie is probably like Nightmare Before Christmas, but that's like only popular because it's a holiday movie.
Yep.
Or like the one weird movie where like one other, I can't remember her name, but it was like people got weirded out by the stop motion in this of it. But I just like this music, the music in the movie. I like the movie a lot. I quote it. I think it was just hysterical.
I'm going to say, if you hear a train in the background, apologies.
We're recording this in our high school marching band practice field just because we're about to go bowling after this, and this is close by.
Yeah, we need to spot those.
And also, I think this,
Neutral.
if you were able to get this picture, like, if someone were to take a picture of us for, like, a poster, it's just a car sitting in the middle of a football field. I think this is hysterical.
Parking lot football field.
Yeah, no, we did not break into a football field and park our car on turf.
Yes, we did.
Pretty sure that's not only illegal, but, like, ethically, you don't drive a car unless it's a go-kart or, like, a golf cart on turf.
Whatever. You got 3 more.
I got 3 more movies. It's also just, like, I've seen a lot of movies. I ever asked my mom these questions, and she goes, I've lived a long life. I have a lot of songs, movies, and shit. I can't remember shit. That's a loud train. That one's loud.
Gonna be louder.
But I'm just, like, okay, I really want to put on the NCAA championship right now, but I'm all recording. I'll wait.
It'll be fine.
It's 40 minutes with commercials, so I'll just watch the last 10 minutes at bowling, because I'll probably have it on. Anyway, I mean, like, I'm just trying to think of, like, I can just think, okay, no, I remember saying this when I was on FaceTime with someone. My last 3 movies are all Pixar. The Incredibles, because now
The
again
music.
they kind of it goes
The
back
storytelling.
it goes back
great.
to childhood, but I could watch this as a like adult, because Pixar to me was adult Disney, better Disney, Papa John's.
Hey man.
No, it was just it's
Killer.
way better because it was connecting to children, but they weren't so like buttered up. Now the train's coming. This is gonna be great. But anyway, so The Incredibles, obviously Michael Giacchino's amazing score. If the horn goes off right now when it's in front of the car,
I'm just watching it drive by.
don't want. We have people listening. Really.
Who cares?
Yeah, but anyway, so it's The Incredibles because amazing.
Yep, that is good.
Ratatouille.
Okay.
Again, Michael Giacchino's music.
You can't
also-
go wrong with Giacchino.
I know because he's doing the Fantastic Four theme, and it's amazing. But also, that movie got me into cooking, and I just what an original score, what original type. I mean, Incredibles nailed they're like the.
It's like a 90s.
No, 2004.
I'm saying
Oh,
the
like-
vibe it gives.
Oh,
It's like a 90s superhero.
Oh well, I'm thinking. Yeah, what I'm thinking is that
No, it didn't come out in the 90s.
No, and when I think of The Incredibles, I think of like the Beatles. They are probably Fantastic Four is more like the Beatles because they're like these
They're the
situational.
first family
But when I think
or
of like they nailed a standardized team of 4 superheroes that happen to be family members, and they stuck it, and they're amazing. Ratatouille, amazing original story. My last and final movie that's probably my favorite is WALL-E.
Wall-E is
Because it's underrated as a Pixar film. It's almost a silent film because of how little they talk, because it's 2 robots. But me and my girlfriend love that film because we both relate to the 2 characters. But to have a love story,
good.
again,
You really are a Wall-E type.
I am a wow, but like,
You give me those vibes.
sure. I mean, I used to be a little of a hoarder myself, but I think like the more I think it gets better over time now because you kind of just critique the human race nowadays with how much we're fucking up.
I haven't
And
seen that movie in a while.
Dude,
It's
watch
been a
it
long
when
time.
you're really when you're hating the world. Watch that movie.
I don't really pay attention to the world, so there's not much to hate for me.
No, there's a couple. Fine, no, just a pissed off guy. If a guy pisses you off on the road, watch WALL-E. That's the human. Man, that end of the train's loud. I don't remember it being this loud. But practice.
Oh, no, it was loud.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah, that's picking that up for sure.
Yeah, it's loud. I hope you guys can hear us, guys. Damn.
No, they
But-
can. I said
Yeah, but still. But no, because I think it really makes you appreciate like loving somebody because these 2 robots actually feel human connection, and they do it in a way that's not cliche. It's one of the first things that dealt with. I think it was in like it was the same year as like 2000 something. I think it was like 2007.
It has to be 2000s.
2007. But they did it with. It was just. It was so good. It makes me cry sometimes. I haven't seen it in a while, but I was like, just like, because it nails everything a rom-com does, like a romance movie, but it's robots, and you make it. It's that much pure because they're robots, and they broke their like coding, and you're like, it makes their love that much special.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my 10.
I was trying to think,
You couldn't.
and the train was quite distracting.
I was gonna say the train was a distraction,
But I have movies, no particular order. I wouldn't. Not all of them are really my favorite movies,
but they're really
but
good.
they're so good that I can watch them over and over again.
Start saying them.
Endgame,
Yeah.
it's always on there, and No Way Home.
Yeah.
Those 2 always will be on there.
I think No Way Home, just because of the 2 Spider-Man coming back.
It hits me with nostalgia
yeah, because
we went to go see it like opening day,
yeah, and
we were stupid.
well, yeah, we were stupid together. Well, we saw it twice
So that's
with
twice.
somebody we don't talk to anymore, somebody we used to know.
Yeah.
But the opening, was it just me and you the opening day? I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was the 3 of us opening day,
Okay, and then
and then
went
me
back.
and you went a different day.
Okay, but still, it was no.
It's a good movie.
It's the Endgame equivalent to a single person's movie.
Yeah. I had to put Winter Soldier in there.
Yeah.
because I could watch that any day of the week. Like, I love that movie.
Underrated.
It's not really. Everybody loves that movie.
Well, no, because I think everyone secretly loves it, but like it's not this like when they say it's underrated score wise because they always put like the top 10 most popular. Mm-hmm. It's liked, but it's not popular.
Okay.
Because I always
I guess I could understand.
No, because Ragnarok's above it, Spider-Man's above it, and both Endgames, both Avengers.
Yeah, I like those.
Like Civil War is seen above it because of how much it got.
How big
it was. It's
event.
underrated as in how popular because of how good it was written. It's not underrated as in people like it because everyone's like that was like a serious movie. It's probably the most serious Marvel movie ever since.
We were hoping it happened again, but it didn't.
No.
I'm gonna put the Suicide Squad in there, just because I love James Gunn, and that movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll see how Superman does.
It's gonna be good.
No, I know, but
I saw that little
5
clip.
minutes. I know, but we'll see if it gets better than Suicide Squad.
It should. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I know. I trust.
There's a little continuity errors because Nathan Fillion's in both. It's two different characters.
Shush. So is his brother.
Yeah, Sean. But Tangled is going on there. I love Tangled so much. You know I love Tangled.
Tangled's so good.
It's such a good movie. I watched it recently with Miles. He didn't understand, but I was vibing. I didn't move from that chair.
He was probably vibing too. Just kind of like chilling.
He's more of a Lion King kind of guy.
Yeah, but
because all the animals.
One of Disney's like, I think wasn't that Disney's like first movie with their
that was their first 3D movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've went downhill ever since.
Yep.
Because Frozen, although I don't like it because how cringy it was, I give them props for actually making another original, and it was not bad.
Do you want to hear something super... It's sad, but also hilarious.
Why not?
They canceled the live-action Tangled movie.
I know. I heard about that.
Because Snow White flopped.
Yeah, I know.
That is so funny. And Snow White deserved to flop.
It did because they're taking... I don't want to get too political, but there are people that were like, it's a Disney movie in the 30s. They're gonna just remake it. You're not trying to... I hate... People need to understand, like, a live-action remake is supposed to be CGI and human beings doing the exact same thing. That's it. Yeah. You know who nailed
Lion
it?
King.
You know who
nailed that?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast
nailed that. I love the live
Aladdin
action. Aladdin was just kind of like...
There were differences,
There were differences, but also I feel like people... It's also a movie where you're like...
It was okay.
It's the movie's better than the original's that much better that you can't remake it. Beauty and the Beast was good, but I feel like because of how good the remake did, a lot of people think that that's better. I'm like, Jungle Book, kind of similar. I think Jungle Book was like...
The Jungle Book movie was pretty good.
I think you couldn't have really made it different because it's not really it's not a Disney. It's not a princess story, so you can't change the politicalness. It's a kid in the jungle. I think you would have done cool because there's a lot of action in it, and it was cool. But anyway, I heard both. Like, I'm two things. I'm sad that it's not being remade because I think the remade would be so good to watch it. But also, don't ruin a really great movie.
Yeah, I think I made a little fan cast of who I think should have been in it, and if it went that way, it would have been good.
Who'd you made Rapunzel?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, that's true. And then
She's height similar. Yeah. She can sing well.
She can. She does not sing how she sings. Her potential is not how she sings on her songs, which I hate because I heard her one time. She did like a James Bond. She did like the James Bond thing or whatever. Someone did. No, it was Doja Cat. Doja Cat sang like a song for the James Bond thing on the Oscars. So, her voice is gorgeous. I said, why does she sound like garbage?
Yeah, no. Anyway. Sabrina as
I think I saw this guy.
I had Joe Keery as Flynn because he could pull it off. He can also sing.
Yes, he can.
So you kind of need that. You don't need Timothy Chalamet. It would have sucked.
Can't sing either.
No.
You just go people, and then he'd.
I also had Catherine Hahn as Mother Cockle.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, it was either her or Cher, but I think
Cher looks more like it, but Catherine already has the witch vibes. But anyway,
I also had the two Hemsworth brothers as the Stabbington brothers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was really good.
But
my next back on topic. My next one, I'm gonna say The Batman. Because I can watch that so much.
That's an honorable mention to me, just because the music.
What am I at?
What?
I was not keeping count.
Okay, Rapunzel, Endgame,
Tangled, Endgame,
No Way Home,
Winter Soldier.
You're at
The Suicide Squad.
This makes
That's
6.
So The Batman.
Yeah, The Batman's an honorable mention for me. Just the music alone.
It's so good.
Michael Giacchino.
Legend.
Oh, I got another honorable mention.
What's your
I'll say it. Childhood, not necessarily one that I put on all the time, but it just reminds me. And they're tied because they're the same thing, but both the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The original and the remake. I think the original is amazing, and the music score is, you can't touch it. Story is amazing. The remake with the Tim Burton, also amazing. A twisted version on it. Danny Elfman being an absolute boss and making a great music along with it. I'd watched both as a kid, and they bring me both nostalgia. So that's why. But that's honorable mentions.
Logan.
Yeah, that's so good.
Most of mine are superhero, but I don't care because they are phenomenal.
They're good movies.
Oh my god, Logan was. I remember I wanted to watch it when it came out, but I wasn't old enough.
Yeah, but me neither. I remember, but you could watch that without being a fan of a superhero because it wasn't. It wasn't a comic-y movie.
No,
it was
not.
It was a drug trying to recover from his poison, his past. Him trying to save basically save his dad, save his daughter, guns, military, it's so good. It's just
I need to watch that. I might watch that tonight.
I'm not watching it tonight, but I'll definitely watch it sometime because it's just
God, it's so
Anyway, you're on now 7. Now you're on 8.
I might be stumped for a second.
Just yell out two movies.
3.
Three more movies that are you love watching that you can just put on anytime. The SpongeBob movie.
Which one?
The David Bowie one.
Hasselhoff?
No, Atlantis. They went to Atlantis. No, not the bubble. The perfect bubble.
What are you talking about, bro?
You not remember this episode?
No.
What? They went to Bubble City?
Literally, the main thing I remember, the SpongeBob movie
you said
movie.
This was also, it was a movie as in, it wasn't on DVD, but it was a long, 30-minute, I think it was a double episode or something of SpongeBob, where they went to, Bubble City and Mr. Krabs. It was kind of like a Willy Wonka-esque because Krabs got stuck in, it legitimately was a take on Willy Wonka. I'm just realizing that right now because Krabs got stuck in a room of money. Squidward got stuck in a room of art. Sandy got stuck in something. I don't care because she's a squirrel, probably. And then Patrick and SpongeBob went to see the perfect bubble. They popped it, and then it wasn't it because the actual one was saved. And then they popped that, and then they had to get rid of they had to leave Bubble City. I can't remember. I will show you it after this podcast. Not the full episode, but I'll show you pictures. But David Bowie narrated the.
I thought you were talking about the David Hasselhoff one with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, also a great movie.
Great movie. Not on my list.
Honorable mention.
Oh, sure. Man, I don't know why I'm just gonna say The Greatest Showman.
Just say that, yes.
Just to say that, because I love the music. Hate Jenny Lind.
Yeah. Her as a person, completely fine.
Love Hugh Jackman.
Duh. Zac Efron had an uprising in that movie.
Yeah, that was his peak, and then that was it.
Him coming off of, I think he would know because he was getting out of the High School Musical and he can't sing, and then he actually he actually could sing, but he just got in a shitty ass role, and then he played Ted Bundy and went downhill. Also a really good movie though.
Man, why can't I think
Two
of
more
anything?
movies. Two more movies that are
I'm
just
blanking on just movies in general.
Okay, I'm trying to
Give me franchises. I need
more DC. Is there any more DC ones that you're
No.
Man, that's good. No more Marvel.
No.
Trying to see if there's any really.
Man,
You're not a really old movie guy. You're only you watch only from 2000.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this one out there. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, great. That might be another one.
Love that
Might be
movie.
love it.
Love it.
Might
Love
be-
Crush and Love.
Shut up. It might be another honorable mention for me, just because again, it's one of that movie is mixed with, for me, the same as, okay, another honorable. Okay, these movies, they all deal with Nazis and KKK, but I don't know why. But when they write those ones accurate, it's amazing. Black Klansman, which Adam Driver was in it, amazing.
Yep.
Our Brother Art Thou, amazing movie, and Inglourious Bastards all share this comedic dealing with racism and anti-Semitism beautifully. I love those movies. I have to put those three in the same category because I watched Black Klansman the other day. Love that movie, and I watched
I
it.
still need to watch that.
Watch it. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I need a movie list of what I need to watch.
Yes, you do. I will make one. I'll make one based off of your things that you like, not just like, oh, I think it's a good movie because I think.
Yeah, do ones that I'd like.
I will push you a little bit out of your comfort zone a little bit. No, I'm not going to make you watch a 50s movie because I like those movies sometimes, but I'll make you at least back to like 80s because there's some really good 80s.
I don't mind. Oh,
Back to the
I have
Future.
my last one. I was thinking about it earlier, and it completely left my mind. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Oh my God.
Great movie.
Love that movie. Honorable mention, Paddington 2.
Just because
Never seen it.
It's good. It has
you
100.
cry?
It has 100. I got close. I don't know why they're making a third one, but I'll still watch it just because I trust.
What, Paddington in Peru?
Yeah. Just because, you know what? I trust him. I think no matter... Paddington reminds me of Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh.
I think that was the goal.
Yeah, because when I watched a clip from... what's the guy's name? Shoot. Christopher Robin? When
the Christopher Robin movie?
The remake.
That's a good movie,
The remake, how they made
Haley
Pooh.
Atwell?
Yeah, I think it's his wife.
As his wife?
Yeah, but when the way they made that remake and how innocent Pooh was, and how no matter what he's like, Christopher, like how he came back, that made me cry because you're like, Pooh's
Such a
that
good movie.
special. He's so innocent and you love him because Pooh's the OG. It's its own thing because he's not Walt Disney. He's nothing. He's
Pooh.
He's Pooh.
That's it.
He smells no.
He's shit, bro.
Shit. Anyway, speaking of shit, I do shred my shit, but I do shred my guitar better. Now, here's a story I've been dying to tell you. So, this might take up the rest of the podcast, but
we might have to put our other...
yeah, because
ideas
because we have to get to bowling,
next.
but this is a juicy short episode, or at least just be a juicy 45-minute. Anyway, so it might not, but we'll see.
You never know.
But, so, about a month and a half ago, I get an update from Aiden. And he's like, hey, I have a gig for us. It's a birthday gig.
Oh, he was telling me about it, but he said he couldn't say anything about it.
He just knew about the podcast. I don't know why.
He couldn't say anything about it.
I don't know why. I'm about to tell you.
No, I think we recorded that before it happened.
Oh.
He said, I can't say anything about it, though.
Oh.
I guess he never said anything.
Well, guess what? I got it right here.
Great.
Warmed up, 2 minutes in the microwave. Dethawed. Dethawed. So it's
okay.
really crispy. Yeah.
yeah.
So, microwave, then toaster oven. To get
Then
the moist-
actual...
No, okay, real quick.
then air fryer.
How I make my pizzas. Okay, air fryer, you don't even need to do
What
it.
does this have to do with anything?
Real quick, side question. No, side question.
This is how I make my pizza.
No, okay. If you have either like not frozen, but like or anything, fries, anything frozen, or if it's like microwavable pizza.
Why is that so difficult?
Microwavable. It's really vowelish.
Wow.
Black
Never thought about
bear,
it.
red leather, yellow leather.
Microwavable.
Microwavable pizza. Anyway, it's called pizza. I don't just put it in the toaster oven, nor do I just only do it in there. And there's this trick where you put it on the pan and put the ice cubes, blah, blah, blah. That took too long. And what I did is I microwave it for maybe like 20, 30 seconds to where it's decently hot, but it has the chew back into it. You want the water to get back into it. And then you put it on the toaster oven to get the exterior. It's like cooking a steak. If you ever heard like pan searing and then there's like broiling, pan searing you get the crust and somehow get it in the inside, but there's guys that you put it in the oven to broil it first and then put it on the pan to get the exterior like crust. That's how I cook my pizza.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now on to your story.
Month and a half. I don't know why I got into pizza.
I don't know, dude.
But anyway. Oh, warmed up and ready. Here you go. Anyway, so this will take up to 45 minutes. Just because that pizza story. But anyway, so he's like, yeah, I have a gig. And it's like, it's a birthday gig. And I was like, okay. Because like Isaiah just sometimes gives us gigs because he's kind of like our manager, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm just used to it. Because I told him like, I don't have a flexible schedule as much. But like now that we're like chill, I have my Wednesdays off. Feels great. We're gonna like dedicate towards like recording music now instead of so many gigs. We're just gonna focus on getting an album out. Blah blah blah. I was like, fine. I'm good on weekends. I was like, if he teaches me how to like really record it, I'll go down there, write a riff. If he wants to leave his stuff, because I don't really have. We use like music, whatever. He has an app on his website on his laptop that's like everything saved for his account. So I was like, I don't want to use any of my stuff, but I'll tell him that. But anyway, so or if he's listening, which I don't even know, we have a podcast. But so anyway, so we're like,
He should.
But
He follows me on Instagram.
yeah, but he also just like forgets.
I think he follows the podcast too.
But he forgets. But anyway,
Fair enough.
love you, Isaiah. I love you. But so I'm like, okay, it's Haley's birthday.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
He told me about the party. He just didn't say anything about. I hate him.
Gonna get juicy. It's gonna get juicy. So anyway, so it's Haley. Forgot her last name. Anyway, freshman when we left high school.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know her last name. It's blanking me, but anyway.
It's something.
Duda.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be like Cher or Beyonce. Just no, or Madonna. But
Haley.
But Haley. Anyway, so I'm like, okay. And so I was like, okay. And then maybe like 2 weeks goes by and we're like, all right, we really need to make a set list. So we're like, Aiden texts her mom, like, what kind of genre they like. Because generally, Ira Soul's a rock band. We do some metal, but I don't like phrasing it as metal because metal's always like looked down upon. You think of Cannibal Corpse and like, bleh. But it's not. It's groovy stuff. It like anything can be turned into metal. Like people like Dave Grohl took. He said this publicly when he was with Pharrell Williams. The intro to Smells Like Teen Spirit, he stole from like the Gap Band and funk music in the 70s. It was like boom, 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 boom. He stole that drum fill to do it in the beginning of. So it's like it's bits and pieces, but it's classical music.
Okay.
Hold on, my dad's texting me. He's probably seeing us in the middle of a football field and going, "You okay?" I said, "Recording podcast." So anyway, we're like, we made probably like a 10 to 11, maybe 12 song. Some were taken off because I had a song that I was like, it sounds great, but then after we realized because of how few instruments we have, and then even if we do have the instruments, like we have a keyboard, it's multiple keyboards, like we just can't do this. We took that one off. We wanted to do this one because Haley liked it, but then I was like, that requires like detuning the guitar, relearning it, which would take a lot of time. I was like, it's a difficult song too. It's like, no. And so then we just went like, okay, we knew, ironically, it Smells Like Teen Spirit. It was some Foo Fighters we knew, some songs we played previously. You've never seen us play live besides the few times we played where you sat out at Breakfast Club. At the Pancake, yeah. We played Renegade. We played that song. It was fun. Smells Like Teen Spirit, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we're playing. We were like, man, we have a really great list. It comes the Wednesday before the gig. It's just me and Aiden because Isaiah had to go do photo shoots for his other band and blah blah. So we were like, oh, it's good. Actually, no, that Wednesday was fine. We wanted to rehearse Saturday because we really wanted to make sure we got everything locked down.
Yeah,
and we
before
do.
The performance. Yeah.
Me and Aiden were like, you know what? If drums have it locked down, it's always in a band. You want bass and drums to be always locked down. It's why it's called like the rhythm section. Guitars are meh. As a guitarist, you're like the little sprinkles on top. You want the bass, meat and potatoes are always bass and guitar and bass and drums. And I was like, you know what? Isaiah's really adaptable. So is Aiden, but not as like Isaiah's been doing this for years, so he's so adaptable and he's so good at like improvising with what he's.
He is good at improvisation.
He's so good at improvising.
Yeah.
Vocally playing anything, he just knows how to fit and feel it. Cause that's what bass players do. They fit in the environment. Same as drummers. They just fit into it. You don't have to be really technical. You just fit into it. And so I was like, so we get it. And so Aiden's like, all right, I need you to help get me drums because he worked the same day as the gig. And he's like, my parents are going to take my drum set to 3 Feather Record, which is,
I know it is.
Yeah. So because they bought the place behind them, and they tear down the wall, and it's now a performing area. So you actually have the records and everything, and then there's curtains, and it leads to the exact same size of the store on the other side with a corner stage and chairs, and you can rent out that place now.
Then it's different than when I went there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you went there when it was just this little box. Yeah, no. It's
you showed me. We didn't go back there, but you showed me.
Yeah, no. This was... Did I show you? I think I probably just like, here, look. Yeah.
This is where we did this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, no, I can show you now, because it actually looks really nice. It's just really comfy. They have 2 bathrooms now.
Wow.
It's so cool. No, because not only
Luxury
do they have like, this is the first time where I felt like an actual band, because we had there was a room that's kind of like outside one of the bathrooms, that's kind of like in the very back by the recording booth, that's meant to like put some of the equipment, or just to like, I need a breather. And then there's a hallway that was like the newest one connecting the 2 bathrooms, and then there's this other room that's, again, it's like a copy and paste but inverted of the other back room, and this was the band's room. So it had snacks, a mini fridge, waters, couches.
That's nice.
It was, but also
spot,
there was and then there's another hall, like almost like a arc with a curtain that led right to the stage. So it was like, if I need to get off or that's how we entered. Perfect. And it was like, and it was just the band and parents. So like Aiden's parents and my parents, and that was it. And obviously the owners. But like, I was like, I needed that. It was awesome. Because they're gonna get a lot more gigs. Because we were the first band to ever perform on their new stage. Not in that room. They had it in the center, but it wasn't great for seating. So like, he moved it to the corner and then repainted it. So we were standing on like the freshest stage. I was like, I'm honored. But he was like way better than how we had our first gig there. But anyway, so it's that Saturday, the day before the gig. Aiden and I are packing up, and then I'm like, a thought hits me, and I just went, oh shit. I said, you know who's friends with Haley? So I went,
Was it there?
I go, text Haley's mom now.
Was it there? Oh.
And so I was like,
I mean, that makes sense for
So I said,
it to be friends with a child.
oh, it gets better. I'm gonna diss this shit. I don't give a fuck.
Go ahead.
I don't give a
I did it.
I did it
A long time ago.
No, I know, but
Every day.
No, I know, but I'm like, this is gonna be on the podcast. Don't give a shit. So anyway, I'm like, text her. At first, I was like, if it's there, I'm not performing, because I just don't want to be around it. Even though I've moved on a century ago, it's still a person you don't want to be around. There's people that are like, yeah, I'm not friends with them. You don't want to be around them because it makes you feel uncomfortable. It just makes you you don't feel like you're having a good time. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it there. Or if they want to be around and then they're leaving after the gig, I was like, that's fine. And then they were like back and forth. And so then I had Haley's mom's number, and I called her the next day, because I just like, I had to process through my brain. I took a shower, and then in there I was kind of like, you know what? I'm not having this bitch ruin my day. Mm-hmm. I'm not having this person like justify what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna feel. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking play. Show her what they're fucking missing. And then I call Haley's mom the next day. She remembered. I was like, oh, because I was just gonna ignore it and just continue. I was gonna go play. I was like, you know what? I have my band. I have my parents. I'll have Aiden's parents. I'm fine. I call her. She calls me, and I tell her like, hey, I might be all awkward. And she goes, she ironically knew everything about what happened, which is weird, because sometimes like, surprisingly, like, I mean, like, I was the only one. I was like, not just like a bunch in college, what they did in college, but like a bunch of people didn't know that, besides like your friend, the friend group that you guys had the intermission with. Mm-hmm. But like, they didn't.
What a crazy day.
What?
The intervention?
Oh, that was a crazy day.
Because you just walked down, you're like,
I was like,
what's happening?
At first, I thought of the clip from Offended where it goes, like the Beatles? Like, are we breaking? Are Uncrustables breaking up? But anyway, really, How I Met Your Mother. You needed the banner, and that would have been it. But anyway, so, but besides that friend group and like obviously a couple kids at high school, it really didn't go out to the parents. Besides the only thing that were actually like the Carson incident and stuff that was in school, that obviously got out to parents, but not combo parents. But Haley didn't join until they left.
Yep.
So I'm like, I was so shocked that she knew.
Aiden might have said something.
That's why I'm like, thank God, because Aiden probably told her.
Yeah.
Now, I don't...
Aiden knew the whole situation. He was part of the group.
Same old situation. And so anyway, and then she knows. She's like, I know enough. And she goes, I'm so sorry. She goes, she's like, I know how it feels. Blah blah. And she was like, if you need to talk anything, like meet me outside or in the hallway. She's like, I'll be moving around, but like if you need anything, please tell me. I don't want anything to happen. And I also didn't want anything to happen. I wasn't gonna try and cause anything. I was just gonna tell her I was awkward a little bit. I was like, I'm here for Haley. I'm here to get some money.
I would have thrown a brick.
The rolls were pretty sturdy.
Dang it.
Guess what? Look, there was a tornado that night.
I know.
Aiden
told me about that, but he didn't say anything else.
Not in Fairfield, but I know. No, funny is that we leave, and I'm like on Winton, and not only is the sirens playing right there down Winton, but the northern county, I think, not Hamilton County, Claremont County, their sirens were going off.
Mm-hmm.
And this bitch ahead of me in this truck, was just going the speed limit. I said, how do you hear 2 tornado sirens and just go, don't want to speed? If it was raining and I felt threatened that there was a tornado in front of me, I was going to go fucking 70 and pass that bitch. But I was like, you know what? I heard it and I was like, and I kind of trusted my gut and I was like, it's going to go north. And it did. But didn't hit us.
I was watching How I Met Your Mother while they went off, and I paused it. I was like, are those the sirens? I called Jay. I was like, are those the sirens? He's like, yeah,
we're fine.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Jay's the same.
And then they went off. They stopped going.
Yeah.
And it was silent for a while. So I turned the show back on.
Mm-hmm.
Sirens go off again.
Yeah.
Look at my phone. My mom was like, tornado touchdown near Hamilton.
Yeah.
Which I live near Hamilton.
You do, but it would...
So I was like, okay, I'll just go into the basement.
It said Hamilton County. It didn't say Hamilton. It said Hamilton County.
Because my family lives in the Harrison Hamilton area.
Okay.
And one landed close to that.
Oh, were you in the Fairfield? Were you in Township or were you in Mason?
Township.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was fairly close to.
Yeah, but not much closer than me. You were.
No,
yeah.
so I did go into the basement.
Okay,
I was applying for jobs in the basement while the tornado sirens were going on.
Well, but my dad, I thought it was be the same thing as your Jay's. Jay's the exact same way as my dad is, because he's
it's fine.
No, he's you're yeah, it's fine. My dad, you know what my dad did? What, as every Midwestern does when there's a storm?
He went outside.
Yep.
To look for it.
Yep. He's like, man, me and my brother used to chase storms. I was like, cool. You're not.
Yeah, the most Midwest dad thing I did was the next day a tree was falling over.
Mm-hmm. Just look at it.
And I went out into the garage. I was like, just staring at it.
Wow, a tree fell out in your.
That might have been a different storm, but
which one? In your front yard?
People across the street.
Oh wow, was it a big tree or a medium tree?
Medium.
Oh, so not not taller than the house though, or tall as the house.
Tall as. Maybe.
Okay, because the one in front.
But
of your
it didn't
house,
fall into the house.
Yeah, but the tree in front of your house is bigger than your house.
Yeah.
So that's a big.
So if that thing fell,
PlayStation.
It'd be bad.
Unless it fell in the street, which would have been good, or if it fell. The better one would have been if it fell.
So it either falls in the street and hits my car.
It lands directly in front of your parallel.
No, it hit my car.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if it landed parallel,
or if it goes to the right, if you're looking at it, it hit a car.
No, I'm saying either way. If it goes,
it hit a car, or it hit the house.
Yeah, I'm saying it
hits. There's no other option.
It hits the neighbor's driveway. It hits your driveway, and you can't leave, or it hits you, and you have no more PlayStation.
I'd prefer hitting my car.
Yeah, I was like, I'd hit your car, and then half. And honestly, the best decision would be if it actually, optimal best, trying not to be selfish, would be if it went and hit. If you had no cars in the driveway, it'd probably hit your mom's car, but that'd be it. But only you can't get out. Only Jay can't get out, rather than it going in the street, destroying your car, and half the neighborhood can't get out of their house.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, storm side note out of the way. So we go, and I call, and so she's wrapping up, and she goes, at the end of the day, if you just go on that stage and fucking shred on guitar, show them what they're fucking missing. I was like, you know what, you're fucking right. So then I meet up with the band, and we go, and me, Isaiah, and Emily, we rehearse a little bit without drums. It's kind of hard, but we only did the songs we really wanted to make sure we were confident on. So songs we only did we never did before, ones that we didn't do in prior concerts. So we're all good, and I tell them who's there, And they're like, nuh-uh. I was like, yeah, I need you guys right next to me. Turns out we get to there, and, like, we're setting up. They were surprisingly one of the earliest people there, because it was also a surprise birthday party. It wasn't that, like, they didn't know, like, oh, I want it there. Like, no, this was a surprise birthday party. Surprising a lot of people. We got 200 in tips, so
It's not bad.
pretty decent. Like 50 between all of us. I was like, I'll take that. That's gonna buy me a bowling ball. Which it's going to. I just gotta get the money from Hayden, so I'm gonna go see him sometime. But yeah. So so we like kind of get ready. They're like, not necessarily looking at me. They also knew I was there because Haley's mom was like, after she sent out all the invitations, she went, oh shit. So she like updated. I was like, okay, dude, I gotta tell you, the last note before, right when we had this podcast episode is hysterical. So anyway, we're continuing to set up. We kind of like play a couple songs. So like we also like do sound checks because Haley's mom hired a light guy and a sound guy. I was like, damn.
Interesting.
So like the sound guy was kind of like testing. He didn't have mics. Nothing was mic'd up besides the mics, and then the keyboard, and then the drums. So I was like, okay. So my guitar kind of sounded like ass because it's like 1 amp in the corner. So I just turned that shit up. But everyone was pretty impressed. So I was like, good. Really great gig overall. My vocals were incredible. Your vocals will always be different when you go live.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, yeah, obviously. Like, yeah, but when you're on a stage, more than just a cafeteria.
Yeah, I know. But still, my vocals in the cafeteria.
No, something happens with like small amount of adrenaline, just you just being in a situation, how you're standing, blah blah blah, prep, whatever. Nothing compares to when you're actually playing. So like I go on, and even like the owner, who I'm really like, we're pretty tight with, because he's, I don't know if you ever remember Mitchell Giappuccino. Anyway, he was when we were about 6th, 7th grade, he was famous because he went to like field day as Michael Jackson. I don't know if they ever got over there. But anyway,
never got to me, but
anyway, he went to Butler Tech during high school, but he's a drummer. No, you should know him. He was the drummer when we were you and Eddie were trying to make a band. Like early
I got in the first FaceTime with you and Eddie, and I said, this Roman guy's really annoying, and I'm tired of this. And I hung up, and I did nothing with it.
I never heard you. I didn't hear you. You didn't talk.
No, why would I?
I know, but
when I meet new people, I don't talk.
I know.
Actually, it's changed.
Now you're an adult, so you kind of have to. But anyway,
it depends on the day.
Your job, you have to. But
depends on the day.
Shut up, dude. Shut up. Anyway, but like that's when we like named it Realm. Roman, Eddie, Logan Mitchell. Anyway, that Mitchell, he's the part owner of that store. But anyway, his dad was there, and he's like, because you probably don't know the song. It's called "Wood" by Alice in Chains. It's like a big grunge. Okay. It's like the same level as "Smells Like Teen Spirit" as in like top grunge song of all time. He's like, man, you fucking nailed that shit. He goes, I love that song. Like, and we had people singing along, except it, because who the fuck cares? So anyway, I teach the band how to play Happy Birthday on guitar. And I hate to say this, but Wilhelm's ear training helped me play Happy Birthday. Because I was playing, I was like, that sounds like a step interval. And I was right. I was like, oh, that sounds like an octave. I was right. So I was like, oh. So I taught them.
Be able to do that.
No, with your 5 on the
I got a 5.
AP test. Anyway, so she enters, and we play this like Happy Birthday. She's all shocked. It's crying for some reason. I said,
what's new?
Get the mop.
Don't care.
Happy tears. I
don't care.
I was like, get the mop. So anyway, we go in the back.
Get the gun.
Get the gun.
Put it down.
Lock it. Glock it. You gotta, the famous quote by Samuel Jackson, you gotta cock it, motherfucker. So anyway, we go in the back, and the owner bought black light face paint that's like on markers. So Sean Dayton's dad gets on his fist and writes out "fuck you" on his nose. He goes, when they walk in, we're gonna go like this. And so anyway, flash forward. That was the funniest part. So my parents come, really great show. We get to a song that in the chorus literally goes, I'm on my knees as in begging, don't take it at the wrong context. Everyone else is like thinking blowjob. I'm like, no, it's like a slave. You're so weak and you fall to your knees. The lyric is, I'm on my knees, fuck you, fuck me. And so I was like, that's exactly what I'm going to start saying at it. Fuck you. So I look at Shane right when we start the song, and I go like this. And he knew exactly what he meant. And he just went, So I perform it. I didn't look at them because I was just in the mood. Anyway, so we play Wood, and then we start Wood. Best song of the entire gig, probably, in my opinion. It's about a song about the guitarist, his buddy, like kind of overdosed on drugs. So he's kind of like, if the last lyric was, if I would, could you? Like, if I would quit drugs, could you? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the person died anyway. It's like a growly, very aggressive last lyric. It's like, if I would, could you? And he slows down. And as I say, you, I turn and I fucking stare right at it. And I go, you? And they're looking at me pissed. And I just look and I smile. And I went,
deserved.
Oh, I smiled. And I just fucking went, I was like, look at where you are. And I said, look where I fucking am. I said,
their way out of college.
I said, I'm in a fucking... I said, got expelled out of fucking college. I said, I'm in a top hard-ass program, and I'm in a fucking band. Not like your dad's like, I was in a band, like, then they quit right after high school. I'm like, no, I'm actually in a fucking band that got... Which, by the way, I don't know if I told you this. We had the same... Real quick. We went to a gig in Cincinnati day after Christmas, did a similar set list. A record label came up and tried to sign us.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we declined because they were small. Last warning to tell you we have a train by us. Anyway, but they were really small and he was just taking it, and they were like, one of them was like really drunk, but they were like more of like the people that they send out to get people, not the official like record label people. But like we were like sincerely honored that they were legitimate, but they were just really low for us. And I was like,
I mean, you have to start somewhere. That's the thing.
Yeah, but they were really, it was like they wanted to, like, it was just money, and we were like, we just didn't feel, we also didn't have enough music out, we didn't have enough originals for us to like,
to actually,
and we thought our music was too experimental, and they're like, no, yours is actually really good for the market. So but that was an honor for ourselves, though, and that will always be a story that I tell people, that our band got actually like nominated by a record label company.
It was a like option.
Yeah, we were like, you know what, no. We were either like, we can, because it was the same way as we would record ourselves. So we're like, you know what, ours is inexpensive, at our own schedule, we can still go to school and do it. Yeah. This one was like, record 8 hours a day.
This isn't going to be like a main...
No, it's not. And not unless we actually make our album, and it is one of the hard... It's easier to get struck by lightning than it is to like succeed in the music industry. It is so difficult. It's crazy.
Yeah, with lightning, you just hold a metal rod up in the air.
But no, like legitimately, it is so difficult to succeed in the music industry. It's so difficult. So miraculously, if our album were to get out there, and we're making like a good money, and then a record label signs us, yeah, then it'd probably turn into my main thing, because I fucking love playing music.
Yeah,
more than I do architecture, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But I love also architecture, but that's practical. I'll get money for it, and I can still do it really well. But I fucking nothing beats playing music on stage. Nothing.
Yeah.
When you get that feeling, I mean, you probably like when you got that feeling when you're singing "Creep."
God, I love that.
No,
song.
when you get that high note and you feel the band behind you, and you sing it, and it's that full purity. Nothing. There's a few feelings that top that. That's outside
Creep,
of like.
The thing with Creep is I didn't realize it the first year, but
when we had the bass and we had
this past year
distortion guitar on there,
I held out that note and I looked to see people's faces,
and their jaws drop. And
it wasn't like a jaw drop, but it was like in like shock that I was actually able to do that, because I haven't hit that range the whole entire performance, except with.
Well, they also know it's an incredibly difficult song
with The Kill, which I butchered
really bad.
So we're not doing that anymore.
No.
But yeah, and then at the end we got people to do the "I Got Soul, But I'm Not a Soldier."
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
It was a good. It was
nothing.
nice.
Nothing. There's really few things.
And it made me really wish that I was a actual singer in a band. But I was like, I'm not musically talented enough for that. Like I could play the tuba and I could sing pretty well.
You're like, I'll sing covers.
I can do original. I can't figure it out. I can figure out the lyrics. That's all I can do.
Yeah,
I can't figure out the rest of it.
You're not a rhythm guy.
No.
Yeah, you're like, I can find the lyrics, but like, I can't sing.
If you want lyrics, I got you. If you want me to sing them, I can do it too. But like,
they're gonna sound
the rest of it. That's all you.
That's most singers. That's most singers that are hired by record labels, because all the engineers do all their work, and they're like, "Can you sing it like this?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then there's all the $1 million to the singer, 100,000 to the engineer. Swear to God, it's stupid. But anyway, like I said, pretty loaded topic. So then
that went on for a while.
And then guess what? It was like a warning. It was because I told you it was good. It was a good time. It was like I got you on some you're like no, it was good. And then right after, storm hit. We thought that was gonna be like no, because the band was like ready for like a chillax, like kind of like wind down. Some people will leave. They'll play like a couple covers, and they were like mostly jam, not necessarily sing. Right after we end, we put up our stuff. Hamilton County touchdown tornado. We're like, let's wrap it up. And we all leave. So I was like, really good day. Next day, and that was the day after that was actually the first week of first week I got back from spring break. So I just go back and I start my day at 8 o'clock in the morning at Tap. I just thought it was so funny. Like, what did you do last night? I had a gig.
And then it stormed.
I saw my ex. So like, oh my gosh. But no, I do that story. I was like, I just remember. I was like, I didn't tell you that. I was like, I hope Aiden didn't tell you that.
No, he did. He literally was telling me. He was like, yeah, I went to Haley's birthday party. And when I left, it was storming.
Oh my God.
That was literally all he said to me.
Yeah. No.
And I was like,
he's kind of.
Okay.
No.
And?
Glad he didn't, because it was.
I had completely went over my head that you guys had a gig. He told me about it, and I immediately forgot.
Yeah, no. It was juicy. It was juicy information. I was like, this is good. But no, they still look horrible.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no. Emily sent me like 2 to 3 reels of like a pig, and they go, "This your ex?" I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, okay. I was like, I'm over them, so you don't have to keep sending them to me. But I was like,
it's,
okay.
it's funny though.
Yeah, but I'm like, I was like, okay. But anyway, I was like, I felt so good after that concert. I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great spot to end this episode. It was kind of funny. Let's go play bowling.
Let's go bowling. Let's go to the mall
today. One last man, I Met Your Mother reference.
Yeah. We got to get that in there.
Yeah, but this will be out Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm a week ahead.
Did you record with Aiden already?
Yeah, we got episode 4.
When did you record 4?
Tuesday he was on spring break.
Oh.
So last Tuesday.
Okay. Did you record like 2 in one day or something like that?
Nope.
Because you recorded the Tuesday before the gig. Yeah, the Tuesday after my spring break. So
then that Friday, we did
R3.
We did To Doom It May Concern.
Yeah,
and episode 3.
And then
we recorded episode 4 on Tuesday, and then
that Tuesday. Yeah, I'm getting I haven't seen you in a while, so I was kind of like, when was what? Yeah, but that makes total sense. But yeah, no, that'll be good. Next episode will be actually pretty good. Who knows? I might be free this weekend.
Am I? I should be.
Unredeemable.
We're playing that after this.
Oh, we are. We'll sing it. I love that song.
I haven't heard that song in so long.
Today, I sung "Come Alive," "The High," and "From Now On."
Ooh!
I've
been avoiding those songs
for the first time. Slightly out of tune. I held, but like a cent or 2 cents. I held the whole note for "From Now On." I was like,
yeah, no, I've been avoiding those songs.
I was on bypass.
I know, like literally, it came on and I skipped it, and it's like,
you never skip it.
No, because I'm gonna want to sing it,
and if you do, and
if I mess up, then I'm gonna hate myself. So if I just don't sing it,
no issue,
I'll be fine.
But anyway, well, we got some time. I still gotta go home, but
that should be the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. It was good. This is a pretty good one.
Yeah, it was alright.
Forgot our mics, but this was actually pretty decent. Like, I forgot we were
recording. We're recording on my phone.
Yeah, but like this was like the first episode. I was like, damn, I forgot we were recording.
Yeah, it was a nice conversation. It really
that's
was.
what I want all these episodes to be. Is I don't want them.
That's what we should have.
I don't want
previous ones. It's been like, oh, we're recording.
I'm so scared to talk. No,
Aiden.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next one, guys.
All right.
Skibbity bop.